the watchtower of Maplelandia. One night, I sat on the couch in my living room west of Haligonia in the state of Scota Novia. My mind was anything but still, my heart burdened with the state of my country, Maplelandia. My country was founded upon godly principles. We used to pride ourselves as the nation whose maker and builder is God, but that has since changed. The injustice, the corruption, the economy, the moral decay, it is everywhere. Our king has turned the temple of justice into a cesspit of corruption. Many of my colored brothers are sent to jail for the most flimsy reasons. Recently, he taxed our carbon, and I hear plans are underway to tax our traffic too. Yes. Traffic congestion tax. My brethren in Toronto County are already paying it. He is taxing us into poverty while he is feasting in his palace. As I thought about these things, the image of King Jehoiakim played out in my mind. I remembered how he burned Prophet Jeremiah's writings, as though he could erase the words of God with mere fire. I clenched my fist. How long would God stay silent? How long would he let wickedness reign? Then, something strange happened. A sudden heaviness came over me. I was not asleep, and I was not awake. A presence filled the room, and when I opened my eyes, a man stood before me. He seemed to me as though he had seen the rise and fall of empires. In a moment, he seemed like one who rejoices in the Lord and one who joys in the God of his salvation. I am Habakkuk, he said. My breath caught in my throat. Habakkuk. The prophet. From over 2 millennia ago. My heart pounded. Habakkuk, I whispered, I am deeply troubled about the state of my nation. Every day, I see moral decadence, social injustice, poverty, and oppression. The king, he promotes all of it. He destroys justice, burdens us with taxes to please his foreign allies in Washingtonia, and revives idolatry. As for the practice of religion, he has taken back to the times of King Manasseh. I know God sees these things, but why does he do nothing? Habakkuk sighed and nodded. I know your pain, he said. I wrestled with these very questions 2,635 years ago. I too asked, Thou art of purer eyes than to behold evil, and canst not look on iniquity, wherefore lookest thou upon them that deal treacherously, and holdest thy tongue when the wicked devoureth the man that is more righteous than he? What did you do? I asked, desperate for answers. One night, I stopped complaining. I stopped pacing. Instead, I did something different. What? Habakkuk straightened his posture. I said to myself, I will stand upon my watch, and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. A shiver ran down my spine. And then, his voice took on a reverent tone. Suddenly, I felt a stirring in my spirit. The more I listened, the clearer the voice became. Then, the Lord spoke. Habakkuk, write what I tell you. Write it in bold uppercase letters, print it on all the giant billboards in the city so that even those rushing by will understand it. I leaned forward. Did you ask why? Yes. And he said, because I want everyone to see it, to grasp it instantly, and to act. Those who drive through but refuse to read through will have no excuse. I swallowed hard. What message did he ask you to write? Habakkuk's eyes burned with intensity. He said, the soul of the king of Maplelandia is not upright within him. He has more evil policies planned. He will try to expel my appointed servants from this land under the guise of nationalist reforms. He will be ruthless. But the just shall live by his faith. I have spoken, I will rejoice over my people to do them good, and I will plant them securely in Maplelandia. When my marvelous work is complete, the whole earth shall be filled with the knowledge of my glory as the waters cover the sea. The words echoed in the air, and a deep silence settled over us. My mind reeled. How could all of that fit on a billboard? I asked. A knowing smile played on Habakkuk's lips. The Lord said, write only these words, asterisk the just shall live by his faith. Asterisk. At that moment, the vision blurred and I felt a pull, like waking from a deep sleep. I gasped and opened my eyes. I was back on my couch. The weight in my heart had not vanished, but something had changed. I knew what I had to do. I rose, grabbed a piece of pen and paper and wrote in bold, uppercase letters. "The just shall live by his faith." It was time to stand upon my watch, for the Lord God is my strength, and he will make my feet like hinds' feet. So help me God.